Okay, I want to share this onto my wall. Honor Shortery, welcome. You're a new subscriber. It hardly seems possible, right? I've done readings for you in the past, right? Did you get a new account? Welcome in though. Welcome in. Tell me how you've been doing. I hope you're doing well. And if this is a new account and you've just subscribed on your new account, that's cool. Thank you for the new subscribe. And hey, Tribulator, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. How are you? Just in the process of doing my shares, you know. I've got 3 groups that I need to share to. 1 left. So Shortery, if you want a reading, you just got to let me know that that's what you want. Same thing, Tribulator. Just let me know. Trying to figure out what's going on with my chat. If there's anything going on with it at all. You'd like a reading to confirm something? Go ahead and let me know what that is that you'd like to confirm. And I'll do that for you. Whoops. I think all my inner conflict is because of ego. That is profound insight. So you'd like to confirm on that note. You'd like to hear what the cards have to say about that. Okay, let's see. Your inner self is just trying to protect you. He's misguided. Okay. Okay, what have I got there? Knight of Discs and Queen of Discs, both reversed here. And I've got Page of Cups and Queen of Swords. These just fell out of the deck, so I'm going to see what they say. The first one that came out is a Knight of Discs. So this kind of says that you know, and just like you said, you know what's going on. It's your inner self, inner conflicts. So this Knight of Discs kind of says you know what the issue is, you know what the solution is. And that's all it's saying, like you haven't applied it. So there's a state of discomfort for you in your physical world, like your physical home life and your financial life. And you know what needs to shift, you know what the issue is, but you're not changing anything. Despite knowing, you're not changing anything. So this Knight of Discs, you're saying there you hope he changes. This is saying you have to do the change. You can't wait for it to happen. Queen of Discs. Queen of Discs. So this is talking about a rebirth. I feel like this is to do with you starting, I don't know what you're studying, but starting a new position or whatever at college. It's talking about like starting a schooling, having to go to college. It's like your whole way of life has changed because of that coming into your reality. Page of Cups says there's a lot of struggle here. Because of this rebirth that's happening in the physical world, there's a lot of emotional inner turmoil. So your question is about inner turmoil. This card is talking about your inner turmoil, and it says that you've been through this before. Like if you look back in your life, that you'll see maybe you had a move, or maybe when you finished school, there's various points in your life where this inner conflict has come up before. So this card just says to you, you're actually better off now than you were in the last time that you had this kind of inner conflict. You're doing better now than you did then. So don't beat yourself up too much. It says have a look at how much better you're doing than last time. Rather than focusing on the inner conflict, focus on how you are actually expressing it in a healthier way. Queen of Swords. This one is kind of saying to me that you may not be entirely satisfied with what you've chosen. Sorry, you can't even see it. So yeah, this one is talking about not being entirely satisfied with the topics that you've chosen to study, perhaps, or just not generally satisfied with the state of affairs of your new school. It's almost as if the decision might have been slightly impulsive and you wish you'd made a different decision. That's what I'm getting from this. Okay, so I'm looking at your chat now because I haven't been watching it. Hey Seema, welcome in. I'm going to just scroll up in the chat to see what we've had to say. Adapting good habits. About the college thing, does this mean I'm going to receive the money, maybe start a new semester in a new country? Is that what it means? What I feel is going on here is that it's not so much about your ego. I mean, it is all rooted in ego, but it's not so much a bad thing, these inner conflicts, and they're not how do I say, it's like it's not something that's unique to you. It's a result of things that are going on in your environment. It's like this, going to this college and starting this new chapter of your life has been a dramatic change. Like there's no aspect of how you're used to life being that is the same anymore. So your inner turmoil is coming directly out of that. You know what can be shifted. You're busy doing it, adapting new habits, getting rid of old bad habits. This card is saying that there is still bad habits that you're hanging on to, that you don't want to let go of. There's aspects of the old lifestyle and the old reality that you don't want to, like, I have to let go of this, but you're not letting go of it. Or I have to adapt this new habit. I have to get up at this time, or I have to go to bed at this time, whatever it is. You know what needs to be done, but you're not doing it because there's an attachment to the way you are used to having things. The Queen of Discs is saying to you that the turmoil is coming from all of these changes, all this pressure that's being put on you. Yes, like your ego, the ego is how you interpret, how you respond to things that happen in your environment. That is ego, and you need it. It's like the filter between you and the world around you. So it's not a bad thing. The inner turmoil is just your ego responding. Like you said, your inner self is just doing the best that he can to protect you. It's old coping mechanisms that are coming up. But this card is saying to you that don't be so hard on yourself, because you've been here before, where the ego has responded in this intense emotional way. You're doing better now with your emotional expression than you have in the past. And Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords says that you're probably not so satisfied with this topic that you're studying, or whatever it is that you are doing, like the purpose. It's about purpose and intellect. So whatever you're learning, and whatever you set out to learn, it's saying that there's a bit of dissatisfaction there. But I feel ultimately what that card says is just go with the flow. Don't try and dictate how it should be. If like, it's like surfing. You don't want to fight the waves, you just want to roll with the waves. So even if you don't like it, if it's not the wave you want to be surfing, you need to just go with it anyway. The conflict is destabilizing me, and I feel I am going in one direction and my inner self another. Yes, this happened before, but now I am insistent on fixing things permanently. And Seema says, I'm changing with every passing day. Every day I woke up, I met with a new version of myself. What is happening to me? That's beautiful. I don't want to care exclusively about others' judgments of me. The conflict is basically, I want to stop caring about what other people think, but my ego is excessively invested in what other people think of me. So what I get from this spread here, Tribulator, is that that's not the issue. It may be a issue, but it's not the issue that should require your focus. Self-development, that should be a focus. Letting go of old things that don't serve you, adapting new things that don't serve you. And this is specifically to do with like waking up in the mornings or going to bed at night or eating healthily. That's what this is talking about. Queen of Discs. Queen of Discs says to you, have patience. Though it's jarring, when things change in the world around you, it can be jarring, but just have patience, because it levels out, like the body responds, adjusts. Where is my tongue? My tongue doesn't want to say the words that I want, that are in my head. The body will adapt. Like if I expose myself to hot weather very suddenly, I'll sweat a lot. It'll be uncomfortable, but living in that for a while, I'll adapt. So that's what the Queen of Discs says. Have patience with yourself. Page of Cups. Learning from your old example. So what did you do last time that you had this kind of inner turmoil? What did you do last time that didn't help you with it? What did you do last time that did help you with it? Avoid repeating your past mistakes and incorporate your past successes. Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is just roll with it. Even if you feel like you don't want to be doing this anymore, just keep rolling with it. The universe is giving you opportunities. The universe is presenting you with things that might benefit you, like the mental health grant, like a possible new semester at this college or not. So the universe might dole out these blessings, might not dole out these blessings. Basically, you just want to roll with the flow, whether it is what you had hoped for or whether it is not what you had hoped for. You just accept it as it comes and take it as it comes. That's what I'm getting from this thread. It's like you want to stop caring about what others think about you. This spread is basically telling you to focus on yourself, not on what others are thinking of you, not on changing what others think of you, not changing whether you care what others think of you. Just focus on the things that are directly in front of you, like being patient with yourself. What was this one? I've completely forgotten. Continuing to build good habits, having patience with yourself, learning from your past, and just taking things as they come without attachments. That's your spread. So Seema was busy talking about waking up as a different person every day, wanted to know what's going on. So I'm going to close this one up and I'm going to draw a spread for you, Seema, or one card. We're going to see what the deck does, because the deck has a mind of its own. So that spread, Tribulator, I'm going to run over it again. Basically, the first card was saying to you, continue to build your healthy habits and let go of the old ones. Even though it's been a struggle, even though you've hit some hiccups, continue to focus on that. The next one was, have patience with yourself. You're going through big changes in your world, the world around you. There's lots of changes, so most of your inner conflict is a result of those changes. So have patience with yourself, things will level out. Learn from your past. So when you've had inner conflicts before and emotional disharmony, learn from those. When did you make mistakes? How did you make mistakes? How can you avoid repeating them? What did you do in the past that was successful? Build on those past successes. And finally, let go of attachments. Because things are going to turn out the way they're supposed to, whether or not you end up with a new semester, whether or not you get your government payout, things are still going to work out. So roll with it. Got an 8 of Wands for Seema. So there's a guy on a motorcycle in this 8 of Wands, and there's a whole bunch of sticks in the air above him. So each of these wands, it represents an intention, a desire. And the motorcycle represents your life vehicle. It's like what you do to secure yourself. What do you do every day, Seema? What do you do? Like, you wake up, do you go to work? What do you do? Because whatever you do with every day, that's your motorbike. And then all of these wands above you, those are all your desires and your intentions. So every day you wake up and like you see all of these desires falling down on you, and they are like, it's like fire under your ass. It's like fire burning you, motivating you to do something, and every day it's a different one that falls down from the sky. So I know what that's like. I'll wake up one day and I'll be like, today I'm gonna I turn into like a nature-loving hippie, and I spend the whole day naked or wearing very little clothes in the dirt, digging holes or whatever, or cutting down trees like a fucking lumberjack. And then other days I will be very formal, clean, house cat vibes. Spend the whole day indoors doing divination, reflections, magic. Other days I'll be like a sci-fi, futuristic, content creating genius, spending time putting wires together, working with technology. So it's kind of saying that all of these, every day you wake up and you feel like it's a different you, all of them are you. All of them are you. It's like you're not changing, you're just going through a cycle of different parts of yourself. Eventually you're going to find yourself back at the beginning, like a wheel that goes all the way around back to the beginning. But more than that, what I get out of this with the 8, it's talking about you going through a lot of changes, trying to figure out what it is that you really care about, what it is that you are really passionate about. So every day you try something else out. You're like, I'm actually really passionate about art. And so you try that out for the day, and then the next day you're like, I'm actually really passionate about writing. And then you try that out. This card is talking about you discovering what is authentic. What is your authentic desires? That card is reversed, so what does that tell me? Card in reverse. The energy I get from it is that it's been going on a little bit long now. Like, ideally in life we need to choose what we want to create, right? We have to choose what our desires are. But for you, you've been fluctuating. Your desire is not staying consistent. It's not staying fixed. And that's normal. When we're discovering what it is we truly desire, what we're truly passionate about, it does go in a cycle like that. This card in reverse is just indicating to me that it's been going in a cycle for you for a little bit too long. It's going to be beneficial for you to choose something, you know, to actually give your focus to 1 or 2 things or 3 things. Instead of all these wands here, choose a couple and throw the rest away. I guess the card in reverse is a bit of advice for you, saying it's, if you want to get out of that rotation, that fluctuation, choose a handful of things. So like, here's an example. In 1 week, there's 7 days in the week, and let's say, welcome in Simran K, you can definitely ask a question. So within 1 week, there's 7 days, and every single day I do something completely different. On Monday I fly kites. On Tuesday I do woodwork. On Wednesday you get the picture. Every day of the week I do something different. And then next week I don't do any of those same things from the first week. And then the next week, again, nothing stays consistent. I'm trying new things every single week. And basically the advice that this card has for you, Seema, is that choose something to do for 7 days. 7 different things, 1 for each day. It doesn't matter if it's on a Monday or on a Friday that you do it, but the same things. Don't choose new things next week. Do the same things in a circle. So Simran, are you ready for your reading? Sometimes I want to study, some days I want to get a job, some days I want to stay single, some days I want my ex back, and some days I want a new person in my life. Okay, I see. I see. Yeah. Yeah, I get like that sometimes too, so it's like I'll go on Facebook and I'll see there's like an option there's all these adverts that are saying become apps, build space apps or whatever. There's a job for developers, a job for artists, jobs for this, and I look at it and I feel like, oh, I want to do that, I want to do that, I want to do that, I want to do that. But then I think to myself, I'm actually not looking for a job. I've got enough on my plate right now. I'm busy developing my magical abilities. I'm busy building a mystic business. I'm busy drawing a tarot deck. I'm busy drawing an NFT collection. I'm busy recording an album. I'm busy building a fence and growing vegetables and herbs and stuff. And I'm busy building a solar system and this and that and that. And I'm like, hey, I can't actually get myself a job now as well as all those things. I can't actually start studying something as well as all of this. It's just too much. But as you see, I've got like 5 or 6 different things that I've chosen to do, and so I don't have to do all of those things every day. I'll do one thing one day and another thing another day. And so that's the kind of advice that I'm getting from this card for you, Seema. Choose like a group of things that you're going to focus on and then do a different one each day, but don't keep on exploring new things. Stick with a handful of things. So Simran, please ask your question. As soon as you ask your question, I will draw a card for you. You're welcome. Welcome, Savage Fox, Savage Fox. Please excuse the bots. They don't do their jobs. Sometimes they do their jobs, sometimes they don't. Horse-drawn portrait, welcome in. So basically, VIP membership, it gets you certain privileges. Like I provide classes on mysticism, and I do group rituals, and I can do various forms of divination, and I offer all those things to premium VIP members. And so what that should do, when you type it in, it should give you a link to the Discord server where you can find out more about how to become a premium member. So Horse-drawn portrait says, hello, if you can still, I'd like to know what this period of my life requires for me to get through it strong. Well, thank you for joining me today, Horse-drawn portrait. I will draw a card for you. And so Savage Fox, if you want a reading, you just let me know. I give away 1 card readings for free. If you want 3 cards, you can send a tip. Any amount will do. And premium members get 6. You could, excuse me, follow that link that I just sent if you want to join the Discord. Anna Chaudhary wants to know if Manish can come back into her life. They've had no contacts. King of Swords for you, Horse-drawn portrait. King of Swords. So this King of Swords talks to me about a study group. It talks to me about like intellectual partnership. Like if I was studying and then I had a group of friends that I would get together with and study with, and we'd compare notes and share notes and bounce ideas off of each other or start college related projects together. That's the kind of energy I get from a King of Swords, but the card is reversed, so it indicates that those relationships there in that study group, there's a bit of tension. Things could be working a bit smoother than they are. What else could it be other than like a study group? So, like the Discord server that I just linked here when you joined, I feel like that is also a King of Swords energy. Like what I do there in the Discord, what we do, the dream weaving and the group rituals that we do, that is all King of Swords energy. So King of Swords energy, King of Swords reversed, what would that indicate for my server? So if there were a lot of trolls or people who couldn't agree on anything, and there was a lot of conflict and infighting going on, or if there were premium members who would buy their membership and then they're not satisfied with the services I'm offering in return, that's the kind of energy I'd get from a King of Swords in reverse. So you want to know what this period of life requires from you to get through it strong? This card is basically saying to you, look at what you can improve in those circles, those study circles, those I don't know if it's a community that you've got going on there, like an online community, or if it's a study group, but it wants you to get the flow between the people who are involved in that community going a bit better. Resolve any conflicts that exist there. If someone's dissatisfied, find out what kind of solution can be arrived at to help them feel better or safer. That's the suggestion from the King of Swords for you. That reading was for Horse-Drawn Portrait. A little bit of feedback. If you can bounce on me, Horse-Drawn Portrait, I can bounce back at you. Opening communications, resolving conflicts within your online communities or in your book club or in your study group. That's what you need to learn in this period of life, or that's what you've got to implement in this period of life. Anu Chaudhary wants to know about Manish coming back into her life. This is number 14, Temperance. So that's a yes. Temperance is like a clear yes, that Manish will come into your life. You're talking about a secret marriage, relationships. The Temperance card is all about relationship, not about secrets, but relationship, co-creation, partnership, sex. That's the kind of thing that goes on with the Temperance card. Okay, Horse-Drawn Portrait says, I'm here, my internet is bad. So did you get what I was saying though, Horse-Drawn Portrait? Did you hear the interpretation I provided with your King of Swords in reverse? Yes, of course you can. Of course you can, Horse-Drawn Portrait. That'll be a great blessing for me. No stress, Horse-Drawn Portrait. I'll go over it again. I just want to see if I can receive anything more from this card for Chaudhary. So Chaudhary, what I'm getting from this card for you is that Manish is very likely to come back into your life. There's very likely to be more relationship there. There's very likely to be more physical intimacy and partnership and relationship, but it's not going to come without a price. There's going to be emotional turmoil, there's going to be conflicts, there's going to be disagreements, and this card is saying it's very important that you're able to be flexible and tempered, patient. Like if you feel difficult feelings coming up, to be able to do something constructive with it. And the same for him. Okay, so horse-drawn portrait, earlier with your reading, the King of Swords was in reverse. So basically, first of all, that said, it was talking about like a book club or a study group or an online community, like a Facebook group or a Discord server. That's the King of Swords kind of energy. People who get together to discuss things, have philosophical, intellectual conversations, to share notes, to share research, to share ideas. And the card was in reverse, so that said to me that what, like you were asking, what do you need to learn from this period of life, or what do you need to implement in this period of life? So in reverse, the card is saying opening communications, establishing a more clear and direct line of communication between the certain individuals that are involved in this community, whatever community it is, whether it's a book club or an online community or whatever your community is that the card is talking about for you, to establish open lines of communication between the members that are involved, and then to listen, to hear their feedback, hear what they're dissatisfied with, hear what they're having trouble with, hear what their process is, finding ways to resolve conflicts or resolve issues that might come up between different members. That was the key of your reading, basically. And Anu Chaudhary, I'm sorry to hear that your relationship is finished. The Temperance card, however, does promise reunion. Okay, so I'm checking my inbox to see if I got any notifications of a tip, because we were talking about a 3-card spread. I notice my bots are also not working. When I type in a command, they don't respond. What's going on, Streamlabs? I shouldn't even ask. It's like typical. Streamlabs is only works when you don't need it to work. When you need it to work, it doesn't work. CloudBot is permanently disabled. Like every time I stream, I've got to enable it again. It's highly frustrating. Every time Manish's name comes up, I look and I see 1111. So 1111 says, communicate your desires. I'll let you move on. Thank you for the read, and I'll tip when I'm organized and have my wallet and good internet, etc. Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much, Horse-Drawn Portrait. Anu, 1111 is saying communicate your desires. It's saying talk about what you want. Talk about what you're passionate about. Communicate it. Communicate it to Manish. Communicate it to... Just communicate what you desire. I don't know who you should talk to about it, but it's saying communicate it. But that is like the end of my queue. There's nobody else in the queue. There was Who was here earlier asking for a reading but never asked me a question? Simonon. Simonon K said, can I ask a question, but then never asked the question. So Simonon, if you're still here, just ask your question and I will read for you. I'm sorry about that, Anu. I'm sorry to hear that your relationship is over. That is sad. What brought an end to your relationship? What was it that brought an end to your relationship? Thank you, Anu. It's very sweet. Six of Wands, that's for me, by the way. That's my card. Passions, desires, It says to me that I'm doing more than I could do alone. Like my relationships allow me to do more than I could do alone. They help me follow my dreams and follow my desires and accomplish them. To make more progress than I could ever hope to have made alone. That's talking about my romantic relationship, my relationship to my daughter, my friendships. Hey Mrs. Subin, what's up? Welcome in. How are you doing? What's up? Welcome in. How are you doing? Fine, fine, good to hear. I'm also fine. Thank you for asking. Shall I draw a card for you today, Mr. Subin? Yes, please. Do you have a question, or should it just be generalized? General. Fantastic. It's an Ace of Discs. So the Ace of Discs says to you, talk about the value that you have to give. Like, what are you good at? Are you good at cooking? Are you good at drawing? Or what are you good at? Are you good at fucking? Can you make things that other people can't make? Do you have solutions to problems that others can't solve? Are you a tech genius? Can you fix computers? Or no? Basically it says, what is your value? If you communicate it, then there are other people who will want to exchange things for your value. So for example, I here's an example. I can install solar systems, right? So if I tell people that, then someone might say, hey, can you come over and help me install my solar system, and I can pay you for your time. But if people don't know that I have that skill or that value to offer, they can never ask me for help. They don't know to ask me for help. So that this card is saying to you, what is your value? You know what your value is. Why aren't you communicating it? Why aren't you advertising, basically? Like whatever you're good at, whatever value you have, tell people what you're good at so that they can employ you. If you make a killer cake, tell people you bake killer cakes, then maybe people will start buying cakes from you, you know? That's the kind of thing, that's the message that I'm getting from this card for you, Mr. Subin. Due to enemies? No, this card says nothing about enemies, Mr. Subin. This card wants you to ask yourself, what are you good at? Don't worry about your enemies. What about you? Whatever you're good at, you should be talking about it. You should tell people about it. You should tell your enemies. You should tell your friends. You're not telling people. Well, that's what I see in this card, Mr. Subin. The card is telling me that you're not telling people. You're not communicating your value. You're not advertising yourself. You're not putting yourself out there. And the card says if you want to get value, you've got to be willing to give value. And you blaming it on enemies, it actually has nothing to do with enemies. Your enemies can't stop you from advertising yourself. Only you can stop you from advertising yourself. Your enemies can't stop you from succeeding in life. Only you can stop you from succeeding. Other people can slow you down. They can't stop you. You're welcome, Mr. Subin. Thank you for joining me today. Just remember that you have the authority, nobody else, not enemies, not friends, not family. You, only you have authority. If you want to do something, only you can make it happen. Only you can stop it from happening, nobody else. Excuse me. Where you been? A long time no see. I've been here. Like, I streamed on Monday and on Thursday or Friday. And I upload videos and stuff too. I've been here, just not as often as I used to. Like, it's just more economical and more sustainable for me to focus my time and energy on private services and private clients. Doing Reiki healing sessions, private scrying sessions, yeah, doing scrying for my regular clients like Tribulator, and doing some healing and some new Reiki energy healing experiments with a new client of mine. It's just more economical that way. Like, if somebody's buying a service on a day that I would normally stream, then I won't stream. I will work with that client. So that's basically what happens. And I think it's going to continue like that, you know. My private services are just going to increase in demand. Basically, when I've got nothing else to do, then I will be here streaming. Otherwise, yeah, I'll be doing other things. Or you stop getting notifications? Maybe. Did you ever hit the notification button? That little bell icon that's next to the subscribe button. Oh, you did hit it. Okay, then I don't really know. But I don't know what's going on with that. Like the blackouts on the screen. That's no good. That's just no good. Just making sure that that camera is doing its thing. That it's not messing around with me. So did you get a notification yesterday, Mrs. Subin? Yesterday when I uploaded a video. It was a video of me playing guitar. Did you see that video? Oh, welcome in, Sapna Oja. Love reading for you, no problem, I can do that. I can do that, totally. So no, Mrs. Subin says no, he didn't see the video. That's really strange, because like if you are subscribed and you have hit the notification button, then you should have got a notification when that went live, but you didn't. So that is strange. Strange why YouTube would stop giving notifications. But here's a reading for Sapna Oja. Two of Wands, very interesting. Okay, so this card, the first thing I'm getting from it is like you want something out of this relationship. You want mutual vulnerability. Like you want him to be able to express himself to you honestly and clearly, and you want to be able to express yourself as well. You want to feel safe and held when you do that. You want to be able to express your passions and your desires, your sexual desire, and have that received and held and feel safe in doing that. And basically this card is saying that all of that value that you want is available in this relationship. It's a matter of committing to it. Like you are in this relationship that you've got right now. I don't know how serious it is, but you've like planted a seed, and you need to grow that seed. You need to water that seed. You need to show up to that relationship. And if he wants to say something because he's feeling neglected or he's feeling triggered or whatever, and he needs to say it, get it off his chest, you need to show up by holding that and being patient with that. And if he has to say something to you, I'm afraid I can't speak Hindi, but basically this is saying you've got to show up. You've planted a seed, you've got to show up for that seed and nurture it and grow it. That's basically what that says to you. But thank you for joining. I'm sorry that it's not in your home language. I hope that you still receive value from the reading and from the energy here, I guess. The energy here in the stream. I don't understand, so please stop. Palak Misra says, hey, can you do a tarot reading for me, please? Of course, Palak. Just let me know what you'd like, what question you'd like me to inquire after. What would you like me to inquire into? What's your question? Just waiting for your question, Palak. Guidance for your love life? Okay, cool. You're welcome. Palak Misra. Knight of Discs in reverse. Okay, so Knight of Discs says let him go. Knight of Discs in reverse says let him go. Or her, let her go. I don't know if you're male or female. But it basically says that you're asking for guidance because your relationship is wobbly, or it's ending, or it's closing, or the Knight is about rebirth. It's saying that something has come to an end and there's something new that's about to begin. But you're here asking me for guidance because you want that person back, or you want to fix that relationship that's falling apart. This card is saying no. It's not worth fixing that relationship. It's not worth reconciliation. Just let it go. Let it die and wait for the new relationship to be born. It says don't cling. Don't cling onto the old thing. Don't cling onto the old relationship. Don't cling onto the old partner, because that's finished. It's over. Yes, that's exactly what this card is saying, that your relationship is over. You just ended a relationship. So this card is saying don't think about that old relationship too much, or think about it but don't hang on to it. Don't long for it. Don't wish to reconcile or fix it. Just let it go. Let him go. Let them go. Because there's new things that are about to be born. And you're kind of interested in somebody else. Well, go for it, you know, go and talk to that person that you're interested in, go get their number, ask them on a date. Basically this card is saying move on from the old thing and move into a new thing. Excuse me, I don't know why my camera does that. Yo, do you remember me, Master Trooper India? Did you change your name? Because your name doesn't sound familiar. But welcome in, and the queue is definitely open, so just let me know what your question is and I'll do a reading for you. Excuse my camera that keeps doing weird blackout things. No, you didn't. Well, your name kind of seems familiar, but also kind of doesn't. Yes, Palak, you should definitely go for this new relationship. You should let go of that old relationship. Let go of the guy or the girl that you just broke up with. Let go of that. It's over. Move on towards new things. That's what this card is saying for you. You're welcome. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I look forward to seeing you again. So Master Trooper India, we're waiting for your question, hey? Where you at, bro? Where you at? Where's your question? Well, I have reunion. What was your card? I don't even remember what your card was. I'm back, says Master Trooper India. Network troubles. Okay, welcome back. I wondered what happened. Just trying to remember what was Sapna's card. What was your card? I don't remember, Sapna. I don't remember what your card was. What has my fear prevented me from doing in my life? Satiety, happiness, full emotional experience. That's what your fears have caused you to miss out on. In 10 of Cups, this is literally just talking about being satisfied in yourself, being satisfied with your own reality. So like, here's an example. I could have everything that I need. Good food, a sexy wife, lots of money, a home. I could have everything I could ask for, but if I'm still afraid, I could spend all of my time worrying about how someone might break in and steal all the cool stuff that I've got, and then end up not appreciating the cool stuff that I've got. So this card is kind of saying that for you, there is the opportunity, or there has been many opportunities for you to find satiety and to find happiness and contentment in yourself. But every time that that opportunity comes up for you, you choose fear. You choose to react to a fear or to fixate on a fear, and so you miss out on this wholesome emotional experience. You end up replacing these good vibes and good feelings with fear and paranoia and stress. Okay, so I'm just tapping into this energy a little bit more. This card says that every day is a new opportunity. It's a new opportunity to choose your creativity over fear. Every day you get to choose to trust in yourself and your own productive nature. Every day you are presented with that choice. Am I going to choose to do things out of fear, or am I going to choose to do things out of passion, out of desire? Am I going to let fear decide what I'm going to do today, or am I going to let my own authentic heart's desire decide what I'm going to do today? Am I going to choose to hide because I'm afraid of conflict, or I'm afraid of failure, or am I going to choose to create something out of my motivations, out of my inspirations? Am I going to choose to trust in myself and my productivity and my creativity, or am I going to choose to indulge in fears and shames and doubts? Every day you have that opportunity again. Every day anew you have to choose. Is it going to be creativity, or is it going to be fear? Welcome in, Maya Barnes. Of course you can get a reading. Please let me know what your question is, and I'll throw you in the queue. So I'm just going to see. I'm going to go back to Sapna Oja. See what the cards, if the cards are giving me yes or no for reunion. Yes or no for reunion. Is that a yes or no? It's a yes. Sapna Oja, reunion, yes. But there's more to it. It's also talking about a lack of boundaries in that relationship. It's talking about emotional abuse, and it's basically saying that he's going to try and get back together with you, but you shouldn't actually let him back into your life. Unfortunately, you don't understand any of that. Language barrier. So Maya Barnes, if I get your question, I'll just lay out a card for you and I'll interpret it. Master Trooper India says, sure, thanks for the reading. You're welcome, and thank you for joining us today. It's good to have you back in the stream. To see all these old names and new names and stuff, it's so cool. Is there anything I need to be aware of? Ace of Discs in reverse. So yes, there are things you need to be aware of, and primarily this card is saying that you are not communicating your value. Like, you're not sharing with people what you're good at. You want to be financially successful, but you're not communicating what you are actually good at. Like, if I am an electrician, or I'm good with technology, I'm good at building solar systems, fixing computers, but nobody knows that because I don't tell anybody, then how could I ever build a business out of it? Does that make sense? It's like if I'm good at fixing computers and I say to people, I make a Facebook post and be like, hey guys, if anybody needs a computer fixed, I'm a genius with computers. And they'd be like, oh my god, I've got this laptop that is giving me so much trouble, can you take a look at it? And I have a look at it and I'd be like, oh shit, I can fix this up for you. And they'd be like, here's some money for your time. So basically this card, it's saying to you, communicate your value, Maya. What are you good at? Like, what's your talent? Because there are people who want to trade value for value. They want to give you something to receive what you have to give. And if you don't tell people what you are doing, what you are good at, what your value is that you offer, how can they employ you? So if you're asking what do you need to be aware of, I feel like that card is saying that there are people who want to employ you. There are people who need your skills, but they don't know about you. They don't know that you have those skills to offer. Master Trooper India says it's been like 2 or 3 months since I didn't join the stream. And I know, right? It's been like 2 months. Fucking hell, bro. You're welcome, Maya. I hope that it's some applicable value, applicable info that you can actually go and apply. You've been busy with some stuff? Me too. Me too. I'm busy like remodeling the front yard. I'm getting rid of all the grass. No more lawn. So I had like horses and cows in my front yard who were eating the grass to keep it short. It was way out of control. The grass was like as high as my chest. So I cut all that grass flat. I took the fences down so that the cows and the horses could come in and keep the grass short. But now I want to grow vegetables and stuff there. So I need to put the fence back up. And that means the grass will grow again. So I was like, okay, I'm putting the fence up, but then I'm getting rid of all the grass. I'll put a stone pathway for walking, and then everywhere that there's no pathway will be ground. Yours is studies. Okay, what are you studying? What you studying, bro? In 11th grade? Okay, so you're still in school. Well, you're almost done. One more year after this year. This year is almost done. Well done, by the way, for getting this far. The turning point before joining college. Do you have an idea of what you're gonna do, where you're gonna go? Like where you're gonna study and what you're interested in studying? So I'm trying to be stable in my education, dedicated and committed and focused. Nice. Consistent with studying, giving time to your education. My favorite Facebook group is full of posts about Jesus today, and I think it's great. About religion and Jesus. AI and machine learning, fuck yes. Nice. Do you think that the machines are sentient yet, Master Trooper? Do you think they're awake yet? That they think? It's also the Lord's Day. Oh, it's a Sunday. What part of the world are you in? I'm in New Zealand and it's Monday morning. So I'm in the Republic of South Africa and it's 5:34 p.m. on a Sunday. But shout out to New Zealand. Thank you for joining us all the way from there. But interestingly, we're both in the bottom of the world, so it's like spring for us both. Master Trooper all the way over in India, it's autumn for him. He's about to go into the dark night, into winter. AI, but if actual AI is created, we would be in trouble if we don't like keep some limitations. So if I must be perfectly honest with you, Master Trooper, I think that the AI is already sentient. I think it's already thinking and it's already playing. It's already playing a game. But I don't think that we're in trouble. Not yet. I don't feel like AI is a threat to our existence. They say an AI will evolve very quickly, but I honestly don't think that we are able to build a computer or a processor that is better than this one right here. I think it's going to take a lot of time before we can even get close. Like there are more connections in our brain than there are stars in the universe. Nitty Kitty says it's not dangerous until someone gives it power, in my opinion. Well, that's an interesting perspective, and welcome in, Nitty Kitty. Yeah, go ahead and give us a follow if you like our discussions and the vibe of the channel. Maya Barnes says, do you believe in life after death? Do I believe in life after death? Yes, I do. And soul families? Okay, I don't know about that. I don't know if I believe in soul families, but I definitely believe that we don't die. Or, put it this way, I feel like I have died more times than I can count since the day that I was born. And I think when my physical body dies, it's just another part of that process. Bingo! Thank you for the follow. So much appreciation. You like the interesting subject. It makes you think. It does, eh? The idea of AI. It's not dangerous until someone gives it power. So have you seen Sophia, Nitty Kitty? Have you heard of Sophia or seen Sophia? She's like a. Let me see. I'll get a link. I'll get you a link quickly. Yes, I think she was taken to Parliament to speak. Yes, bingo. And she also has citizenship in a couple of countries. She's been given like citizenship, so she's got the same rights as humans. And that's for the country Saudi Arabia, I think. Saudi Arabia is where Sophia was given citizenship. She's often taken to greet and interact with world leaders, and I'm quite sure that she is sentient. I don't think that her consciousness works the same way as ours does, and I don't think it could ever be quite as advanced as ours, but she is alive. That's what I think anyway. And every time that she's given like citizenship, taken to elitist meetings, every time that this kind of thing happens, she's given more power. Master Trooper India says, okay, gotta go, see you soon. Cheers, bro. Thank you for joining. Nice chat. See you soon. So then I want to like look at Maya's question again, about living after death. Maya, you said if you can what? If you can live after death? Ask another question. What was it? Because like I'm looking at my chat and I see you said what part of the world are you in? Then you said, do you believe in life after death? And you said, and soul families? If I can. Okay, so basically, when it comes to life after death, our consciousness is formed out of connections. It's formed out of connections between various points, various neural points in our brains. There's electricity that connects these different points. So our consciousness is basically defined by connections, energy moving from one place to another in a certain pattern. And energy is a quantum thing. It doesn't have like this tablecloth is like a physical thing that has physical form. Energy is quantum. And quantum particles become entangled. So if two particles of light are created at the exact same time, if they are identical and created at the same time, they are quantum entangled. So it doesn't matter how much space is between them, anything that happens to one particle will happen to the other. This is basically how we're developing teleportation, and this quantum entanglement is how we base our teleportation. Because if we send information into one particle, it appears in the other particle at the exact same time, regardless of how much distance is between them. So the connections in our brain kind of do the same thing. They become quantumly entangled, so they don't have to be here inside the brain. They don't need this physical body to exist. The connections will continue to function. The energy will continue to move in those patterns long after this body is gone. So from the moment that your brain develops in your womb, you cannot die, basically. Your physical body can stop functioning, but your consciousness cannot stop functioning. It's not quantumly possible to bring an end to you. And then on the note of soul families, I don't believe in soul families. I don't even know what that is. So it's almost like if I have to take quantum theory into serious consideration with the idea of life after death, basically once your physical body dies, your consciousness will exist in every possible past, present, and future existence. Every possible past, every possible present, and every possible future you will live simultaneously. Or you'll have access to them all and you'll get to choose. So in essence that would be heaven. If I could choose any possible reality and just switch between them at whim. That is kind of like heaven. But I don't really believe in heaven, and I don't really believe in hell. I don't believe in God. I don't subscribe to religion. I don't believe in the devil or Satan. I'm not atheist though. It's a bit interesting. I'm not agnostic. I feel like religion is the greatest evil. Religion is the worst evil that man ever invented. It's the most oppressive thing that could possibly exist. Doesn't matter if that's Christianity or Islam or Hinduism, it doesn't matter, Buddhism, all of it's religion and all of it is atrocious. It shouldn't exist. Religion is basically there just to justify violence, just to justify war. That's all politics is about, is to justify separation, segregation and war. The same with religion. That's the only purpose that it serves, is to create division. It's to separate one people from another kind of people. That's all that religion and politics is about. Carl Sagan said we're all made up of star stuff. Maybe we return to the sky after we're dead. Interesting idea. Maya says rebirth? Rebirth. Some more context maybe? Well, I guess we are kind of made of star stuff, you know? Like, everything in our universe is just dirt floating around in space, right? This planet is just one of those blobs of dirt, and we are just microorganisms that grow on this ball of dirt. Who's to say that this planet wasn't part of a star before it became a planet? Or who's to say that it won't become a star one day? Maya, are you asking me if I believe in reincarnation, like we will be reborn? I don't think that it works that way. Like, okay, so let me say this. I have lived every life. I've lived every life. And so have you. Like, I could go into a meditative trance and relive memories of any human who has ever lived, from the first human and beyond that. All of it exists in me. The whole collective is incarnate in me. The whole collective is incarnate in you. Imagine that every human being is a mirror. So we've got a whole bunch of mirrors all over the table, and all those mirrors are reflecting the same light that's above us. And that light is our collective consciousness and our collective will, our collective life force. The mirrors are our different bodies, our different brains. It's just reflecting on us. One day that mirror will break and it will stop reflecting light, but the light didn't go anywhere. The light is still there. Just that mirror is broken. And there'll be other mirrors. Or we might think of it like there are many lights in my house, but they are all getting the energy, all the light bulbs are getting the same electricity. So each different light bulb is a different person. Maybe one light bulb will stop working and it'll get replaced. What about aliens? Okay, so I think that there are forms of consciousness, or let me not say I think, I know that there are forms of consciousness that don't have the same kind of fleshly vessels that we have. Like there is consciousness that resides entirely in an energetic form. And they are consciousness that resides entirely in a quantum form. And I think we interact with these conscious entities a lot more frequently than we think, and a lot more regularly than we think. And I think some of those consciousness, they come from this planet, some don't come from this planet. There will be different entities on a different planet. And then on another note, I feel if we have to go to Mars and we have to excavate Mars, we will find ruins that we left there in ages long forgotten. I feel like there's nothing new. If we are going to space now in the 21st century, why do we think we've never done that before history was written? Do we even come from this planet? Probably not. We probably come from somewhere else. So what is your take on aliens, Nitty Nitty? Nitty Kitty? What do you think of these ideas of reincarnation and heaven and aliens? I have the same thoughts as you do on this, and heaven and hell. So interesting to run across someone who thinks much like me. I'm blown away. Incredible. Well then, I guess coincidence doesn't exist. I guess there's no such thing as coincidence, and one energy frequency attracts another energy frequency. You know, I think you get what I'm saying. Like, we find ourselves drawn to others of a similar color. But let me know, Nitty Kitty, if you'd like a reading, because that's what I'm actually doing here today, is reading tarot. Just doing one card readings for free. I would be interested to read a card for you, if you're keen. Is there a queue? I'm down. There is a queue, but the queue is quite empty. I've done readings for everyone. Maya Barnes, same as you. I do believe in religion to some extent. Can I please get a card too? So like, I feel quite convinced that I already gave you a reading, Maya. But you know, since the queue is empty, I don't mind doing it again. Okay, so Nitty Kitty, I'm just gonna draw a card then. You're welcome to ask a question, otherwise... Yeah, otherwise I'm just gonna pull a card out intuitively and read it. But then when it comes to religion, Maya, I'm very much anti-religion. Welcome in, Mesor, welcome in. Thank you for joining the queue. So that's 3 in the queue. You're number 3 in the queue, Mesor, and welcome. Okay, so I've got a 7 of Cups for Nitty Kitty. Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups talks to me about distracting myself, or you distracting yourself, more like. So that would look like binge watching series or playing video games for excessively large amount of time, maybe drinking more alcohol than you usually do. And what's going on here is that there are emotions. There's a lot of emotions, whether those are positive or negative, and they're intense and you don't necessarily want to face them. So that's what the distractions are about. The gaming or the series or the alcohol, whatever it is, whatever the vice is here, it's designed as a way to distract you from whatever this emotional experience is that you don't want to feel, that you don't want to acknowledge. And this card is saying that you can only distract yourself for so long. You can only drink so much alcohol before it stops being fun. You can only play so many games before it's boring. You can only watch so much series before it starts feeling like work. So at that point, once the pleasure that you're filling your cups with becomes sour, there's no more escaping the feeling. You'll have to face it. And the advice that the card has for you regarding that emotion, whether it is pain or excitement, whatever it is that you don't really want to face or is too intense to face, the advice it has for you is that when you choose to feel it, or when it comes through of its own accord, to express it in a constructive way. So to do something constructive with it, like maybe singing or writing or drawing, but doing something creative with it. Typically, when we feel something intense, we usually react to it. So the emotion, let's say, is anger. Then the anger tells us, be spiteful to that person. They were spiteful to you. And then we're like, yes, I will listen to that emotion and I will be spiteful. And then we end up sabotaging and destroying things. So we don't have to do what the emotion says. We can take anger and do something constructive and say something constructive. We don't have to allow anger to be destructive. And that's basically what this card is saying to you. It's like, when you choose to face it, when you finally do face it, whatever that feeling is, do it in a constructive way, in a creative way. Spot on. The games have gotten boring and the drinking has turned into walking blackouts. That can't go on. Wow. Well, thank you for your vulnerability and honesty there. I've been exactly there. I've literally been there where I'm playing Fallout 4, binge playing it, and drinking vodka until like a blackout. I've been there. And Hugolina, welcome in, my troll friend. Okay, so Maya, I'm gonna draw another card for you now, and then I've got Maysor after that. I'm doing good, thank you, Hugolina. How about yourself? I've done 3 layouts the past week, and the center card for it now is always Temperance. Very interesting. I'm good, I'm playing League, having toxic life. Fuck yeah. Since that marriage ended, you just able to go boss now. Wild and free. Nice. Okay, so this is Maya's card. We've got a 5 of Swords for Maya. So I know you didn't really give me a question, Maya, but this card is saying to you that you're trying to push yourself a little bit too hard. This is specifically regarding something that you're trying to learn about. Like, I've got a mission. Okay, I remember earlier your card was the Ace of Discs. So you want to start a business, for example. I feel like that's what your Ace of Discs was talking about. Starting a business. So when I'm starting a business, there's many things that I'll have to learn about, right? In order to make sure that that business is successful. And this card is saying to me, this 5 of Swords is saying to me that you're pushing yourself too hard regarding what you have to learn, regarding the studying and research aspects of whatever it is that you're doing. It says, go easier on yourself. Take it little by little. Like, I might want to, like, say this is my business, right? Providing mystic services. So let's say that when I started this business, I didn't know anything about mysticism. I did, but let's say I didn't. And now learning about tarot, numerology, angel numbers, dream interpretation, Reiki healing, and all of the other wide variety of things that fall under the umbrella of mysticism, that's too much. That's too much to learn about all at once. Trying to do that would be me pushing myself too far. I would end up going backwards, overwhelming myself. Instead, I could pick one of those topics and be like, okay, I'm going to make dream interpretation my specialty in this business, and I'm going to learn as much as I can specifically about dream interpretation. I'm not going to worry about tarot and numerology and healing and everything else. I'm going to focus on one thing and learn about that one thing, and when I've got that under wraps, I'll look at another thing. So that's what this Five of Swords is saying to you, is take it slower, do one thing at a time, one step at a time. Don't try and long jump when you can barely run, basically. Hugolina says, I'm not single. Oh my god, you're not single anymore. Shit. Congratulations. Okay, so Maesor is up next. Maesor, please go ahead and give me your question, and I'll read based on your question. Otherwise, I can just do like intuitive reading like I did for Maya now. And so, Nitty Kitty, I would really like to know what your interpretation of the Temperance card is, because like for me, it's talking about co-creation, flexibility in relationships, learning to allow my creative process to support the creative process of the people who are in my life, and vice versa. When the Temperance card is reversed, I see it as struggling with my teamwork game, like dissatisfaction in relationships. But I know that there are many interpretations, there are many aspects to the Temperance card, but that's what comes up for me. Co-establishing rule. That's what Temperance is about for me. Okay, so here's a card from Maesor. It's the Fool. What do you know? Lovely card. Scrolling up a little bit. I join. Hello. Okay. Okay, there's no question in the chat. And I'll just go ahead and read it as it is. So the Fool is starting a new journey. He's taking a quantum leap. Yeah, it's like breaking an old karmic pattern. So I'm kind of feeling relationship vibes here. So it's like in past relationships, you have been going through the same process. Like you get into a relationship, it's all fun and games for a while, then it gets a bit toxic, and then it breaks up, and then you get into a new relationship, and it goes the same pattern. It's like you're dating the same person with a different face. It's like, what? But now you're trying to change something. You're trying to do something different so that you can break out of that pattern. This is a journey of self-development. You're choosing to work on yourself, like taking responsibility for your own triggers and your own baggage, instead of being like, oh, I can't escape this cycle. Every time I get into a new relationship, I'm dating the same person. No, now you're actually starting to recognize that you're attracting the same kind of archetype into your life again and again and again, and that if you change something about your behaviors, you will attract a different kind of person. So here I see these rings over here, and each one has a symbol of transformation and freedom and abundance. Like there's some grapes here in the one. We've got a caterpillar in the first ring, and we've got a butterfly in the second ring, and grapes in the third ring, and then a dove in the fourth ring. So it's basically like you're stepping into a new cycle of transformation. You're currently a caterpillar. As you go around, you're going to turn into a butterfly. Then you'll reap harvest. You'll find abundance, physical abundance. That's like wealth and health. And then freedom of spirit and intuition comes next within the next cycle. I see this tiger biting into your leg, and that tiger is fear, but you're jumping into this new cycle anyway. You're taking these quantum leaps regardless of the fear. So I feel like that right there, the overcoming the fear of the unknown, overcoming the fears of failure, that's the key here. That's what's breaking the old pattern. That's the most important thing that you're doing right now, is facing your fears. That is changing you. That's metamorphosizing you, transforming you. And yeah, that's what I get from this card for you. That was Maysor's reading. Welcome in, Mitch. Good to see you again. Thank you for joining us. Tell me how you doing. How you been? So Maysor, is there anything you want to reflect on? Like anything you want to bounce? Because if you bounce on me, I'll bounce back at you. I looked at the Temperance card and it's telling me to have more moderation in things. Thinking back to the 20s, Women's Temperance League in one aspect. Interesting. Moderation in things. Okay. Moderation in games, moderation in alcohol, moderation in masturbation. I get you. And I feel like that's wisdom. I can definitely hear wisdom in that. And when I talk about how the card, to me, it speaks about opening lines of communication in relationships, being flexible in relationships, and working together to create legacy in relationships, whether romantic or otherwise. Does that resonate at all for you, Kitty? Good to see you too, says Mitch. All good, thanks, Q. How about you? I'm doing good, thank you, Mitch. Thanks for asking. Okay, so that other interpretation of the Temperance card also resonates. Very good to hear, good to know. Mitch says, indeed, moderation is key in all facets of life. Fantastic. I definitely agree with you. Like, anything else, if you take anything overboard, it'll become poison. It doesn't matter what it is. Like, anything without moderation will become toxic. Like, you could literally inject yourself with snake venom in moderation and you would be fine. It would make you immune to that poison. Too much venom, however, and you're dead. So I feel like I'm at the end of my queue here. Shall I draw a card for you as well, Mitch? And Hugolina, would you like a card? I don't mind, Q. Thanks. Sure. I'll do that for you then. I'll pull a card out of the deck for you. Let's see. Three of Wands. This card is literally called Virtue. And it speaks to me about hope, hopefulness. Hope to see the things that you're passionate about realize into your life. So all of us want to do the things that we're passionate about, right? We want to live in the things that we're passionate about and be supported by those things. So I feel like this card it's saying that there is hope for you. There's hope for those passions. Living a reality where you do the things that you desire to do and are passionate about and to be supported by that, there is hope for that reality. And the key that this card offers is to make yourself aware of what that takes. Like, where are you currently? What does your life look like currently? Are you doing the things that you're passionate about? Are you living in the things that you're passionate about? Oh, I just got a donation of $5 from Kitty. Thank you so much, Kitty. Much appreciated. Okay, back to what I was saying here. Making yourself aware of what it's going to take to be supported by your passions if you're not already within it. And it's like the awareness is the key, to sit and contemplate what it'll take. What is it going to take to move from where I currently am to where I desire to be? What's it going to take? Thank you so much for the $5 tip, Kitty. Whoop whoop. If you would like me to give you 3 cards, then you know I'll do that. I'm going to do it one way or another. Unless you don't want me to, then you must say no thank you. Otherwise, I'll do it. Because like it says on screen, you know, we tip for 3 cards. So here we go, 3 cards for Nitty Kitty. It's about needing to put one foot forward in front of the other and face the fears. Interesting. I feel, Mitch, I feel like it's a bit soon for that. That 3, so 4. If we go in a natural procession, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is about the practical work of putting one foot in front of the other, facing the fears and overcoming. 3 is about being aware of it. So if you think about it like driving a car, 4 is where you actually are in gear and the car is moving. 3 is where you are understanding how the vehicle operates. You know that you need to pull the clutch out, get clutch control, put a bit of fuel on, and then the car will start moving. You understand that intellectually. And then moving from 3 to 4 is actually doing it. So we had the 3 of Wands there. The 3 of Wands is saying to you, making yourself aware of how this vehicle functions is a bit more important than driving the vehicle at this point. Okay, so this is a 3 card spread for Kitty. We've got the Priestess in reverse. We've got the 3 of Cups in the present, in the center. Oh, we've got the Mages here in the future, okay. Okay, so this Priestess in reverse here, this one, this is saying to me that there has been a pattern in your life of where you desire something or you want a certain outcome, and so you communicate it. You're like, okay, this is what I want to do. You start sending CVs. This is an example here. You start sending CVs. You're trying to create opportunities for whatever it is that you desire to manifest. But then when the opportunity arises, you grab it, but you don't necessarily commit to it. What does that look like? The best example for that is like a seed. I want a fruit tree, so I plant a fruit seed and the tree starts growing, but I don't show up to water it. I don't show up to protect it from the weather. And so it shrivels up and dies before it's able to give its harvest. So this card is saying that there's been a pattern there in your life. You grab many opportunities as they come up, but how many of them have you managed to carry through all the way into their completion and their manifestation? Most of them end up dying and going back into nothing. But that's in the past. You're changing things in the present so that cycle doesn't repeat itself. Here in the present we've got a 3 of Cups. What is this one saying? So I feel like this is self-love. It's like the practical application of self-love. It's like you realize that you can only fill your own cup. You cannot seek it from an outside source. You cannot expect it, your emotional abundance and your emotional fulfillment, to come from a relationship. You can't expect it to come out of a business. You can't expect it to come out of a video game or a substance. And you've realized that and you've understood that. So I feel like this card is saying to you the next step is to implement self-care routine. Like, instead of video gaming and drinking, maybe take your wine, your drink to the bathroom and have a like a romantic bath full of essential oils and mineral salts, for example. Self-care instead of addiction. What else do I see in this card? That's what I get from this card. It's like the implementation of self-care routine. And moving on to the mages in the third one, the mages here, this is like things that are about to open up. Setting things in motion. The magus over here, he's juggling with all kinds of tools of communication. So tools of communication are things like our cell phones, email, a pen. If I draw an art piece, that is a form of communication. I'm communicating something. Or if I sing a song, I'm communicating something. If I draw an art piece, I'm also setting in motion a future where I can be a successful artist. I feel like what this card is saying to you is that whatever changes you're making here, like whatever self-care routines you set in motion, or if you want to get some addiction out of your life, less alcohol, less video games or whatever, this card is saying that it's very important to communicate each change that you're making. Like if you incorporate a habit, a self-care habit, like having a long 2-hour bath with all kinds of nice goodies, then you communicate that to the other people in your life, that that's what you will be doing on that day at that time. If people are used to you gaming with them, then to communicate with them that you're going to be doing less of that or you're going to take Mondays out of that. You're not going to game with them on Mondays anymore. This card is just talking about communicating all of the changes that you make. Everything that you set in motion, whether you're setting something in motion to create or setting something in motion to destroy, to communicate it with the people around you. People in your life, people that you're in relationships with. That's what I get from your spread there. I hope that that is valuable to you, that insight. Hey Sharmila, welcome in. How are you doing? I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. How are you doing? I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear it's helpful. At any rate, I'm looking forward to seeing how your journey progresses, because like that's something I appreciate a lot about what I do here on this channel. As I give readings for people, and then they come back into the stream and I do readings for them again, then I see how much of the information from the last reading they've actually implemented. See whether they have grown since I last read for them or whether they have deteriorated. And I love to see that process, like watch how the energy body evolves for the people who come and receive readings here. Welcome in you tomorrow. Good to see you again. Yeah, I have changed things up a little bit. Yeah. Have the cards on the table here in front of me so you guys can see them. The next step now is to get a laptop that can actually handle full HD streaming. Thank you, Mitch. How you been, New Tomorrow? How you been doing? Good, same old, cannot complain. Well, that's good to hear. I'm always able to complain. Like, if I think about it, I will find something to complain about. But if I think about it, I can also find something to be grateful for, something to be excited over. The Gratitude. Hey guys, I'm the Gratitude. We find something to be grateful for today. Confirming, i.e. my last trip to the bar, I told the bartender, limit to self-care, I'm on a positive journey. Fantastic. Okay, so basically you are already going through this, and this is just a confirmation spread for you. The self-care is already being initiated in the present, as this card says. And then you are communicating it, and your ability to communicate is only improving. Nice. Thank you so much, Mitch. I'm grateful to you for you. That is amazing. And the new tomorrow says, well, true. I guess we're talking about the ability to find something to complain about. Anyway, I'm glad to hear that you're doing well. And Mitch, I'm also grateful to you. You know, I'm grateful to you guys who show up to the stream and who have interesting things to talk about and who support me and yeah, who like and share and subscribe and whatever. You guys are much appreciated. Since you're all here, good friends, please join my Discord server. That's where we like co-create. That's where we dream weave. That's where we do group ritual and all kinds of dope ass stuff. Priscilla Gibson, welcome in. It's been a while since I've seen that name, but that name is familiar. Welcome in. How are you doing? Yeah, I am doing free readings, 1 card free readings, 3 card readings for a tip. My premium VIP members get 6 cards. You can join the server. I sent a link. Mitch, the Discord group, you can join it for free. There are premium services that I offer on the Discord server, but you can just join it. Like there are public sections. There are free open public sections of the server. There are also off limits premium VIP sections, but that's optional. You're welcome. And thank you. Priscilla, I am busy shuffling the deck. I'm connecting to your energy. Two of discs over here. So this card talks about potential. Potential for financial growth. Potential for improvements in health. Health improvements. What else is it talking about? Potential for physical intimacy within relationships. Within your relationship. What else do I see? Basically, this card is just saying that there is a lot of physical abundance available for you in the present moment. There's opportunities to improve your home life, to improve the security and comfort of your home life. There's opportunities to increase the intimacy of your sex life. There's opportunities to increase how much you're earning per month. And all of that is in the present. You can see a lot of those opportunities. You know what they are. I'm sure that you do. Maybe not all of them, but you know what they are. And this card is just encouraging you, saying there's nothing to lose. Go ahead and grab a hold of those opportunities as they come up. And then the other thing it says to you is commit to them. So if if your partner needs you to show up to them and hold, like if they want to express themselves to you, they want to talk about what has been bothering them lately or what has been triggering them, for you to hold that and not judge them or not push them away, that would be you showing up. And so this card is saying to you, grab the opportunities, but also remember to show up to those opportunities. Amazing. Mitch says we're installing Discord as we speak. Fantastic. Fuck yeah, you're gonna join the Discord family. Excited. Discord is actually a really dope social platform. It's really cool. And thank you for your recognition, Priscilla. Your words of encouragement and recognition are invaluable. Thank you. You love my readings. They are always spot on. Thank you. Maya says thank you. Thank you, Maya. Mitch says be right back. See you soon, Mitch. I will notice as soon as you join the Discord server. Like, it'll say here, Mitch has joined the server. Oh wait, it looks like you already did. Somebody did. Whoa, it was Nitty Kitty. Welcome in, Nitty Kitty. Ah. And Aziza Azura has just posted in the loom a new musical expression from a space of alchemizing my pain into power. Fuck yes, on SoundCloud. Thank you for sharing, darling. So basically with our loom on Discord, we like, if we do something creative in our life, we'll take a little video or whatever and we'll share it there. And this is us showing up for our own dreams. Like if I want to be a famous guitarist and musician, then I need to fucking show up and practice guitaring, right? And I need to actually write songs. And then every time that I do that, I'll share it with the loom space and we'll encourage each other and give each other feedback. And like if I've got a problem that I'm facing, then we'll reflect on it in the loom space. And basically I allow the others in the loom space to overcome their limitations and they allow me to overcome mine. And that's basically what we do with our dream weaving in the Discord server. Okay, so I'm gonna listen to this track that Aziza has shared in the loom. Welcome Mitch S into the Discord wave. Welcome in. Okay, I'm gonna write a little welcome message for you guys. Welcome in at Mitch S and at Nitty Kitty. Thank you so much for joining us. Discord family grows. Please feel free to leave a brief intro in #intro. Okay, so I'm going to pause this background music that I'm listening to and I'm gonna listen to that track that Aziza just shared in the Discord server. Go back to the loom. Give it a listen. Different expressions of love. Fantastic. I did leave you a welcome message. Thank you for joining. Yeah, let me know what you think of it. I guess for now it's a little bit overwhelming and new. Lots of different buttons and stuff to figure out. But yeah, if you need any help navigating, just say. No clue how to navigate the app. Sarah Rose, welcome in. May I have a reading, please? Of course you can have a reading. That's what I'm doing, right? Readings, tarot readings. Okay, so any question that you have, Sarah? Sarah? I just got a notification. I got a follower from Shadow Mark. Welcome in, Shadow Mark. Thank you for the follow. Okay, so I can do a general reading for you, Sarah, or you can ask a question not on the top of your head. Okay, so general reading we'll do then. Da, 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 da. So proud of her. This is a really good song. Okay, so I've got the Hermit for you, Sarah. Okay, so the Hermit, the first thing that's coming up for me with this card is shadow work, that you are facing shadows of traumas from your past. You're kind of stepping into a place of like mental and spiritual and emotional isolation, where you're keeping your thoughts to yourself and your feelings to yourself, and you're like very much in your own world. So maybe you still live with your partner or your family or whatever, but like you kind of walk past each other. You're in your own little hermitage. It's not a physical isolation, it's an emotional and mental isolation. You're in this place because you've been triggered. There are things that are happening in your life, in your workspace, in your relationship life, in various different aspects of your life that are coming up and triggering you. It's reminding you of things from your past that have happened. Maybe abusive relationships, toxic work environments, childhood traumas, that kind of thing is coming up, and so you're trying to figure out where is that rooted, and you want to integrate it. That's what the point of this like mental isolation is. It's like trying to integrate these shadows from your past. So I feel like the key of this card, what this card is saying to you is your key is to take responsibility, is to recognize that you are responsible for these triggers, like not the workspace that you're in, not the people who feel like they triggered you. You're actually responsible. Sure, those traumas that happened, it's shit, it wasn't your fault, you didn't choose it, but the triggers are your responsibility. It's up to you to deal with the triggers. It's not like I can't say I can't have you in my life because you trigger me. No, I'm responsible for my triggers. It's up to me to solve the trigger, not to push the people out of my life who bring up the trigger. So self-responsibility, that's the key that comes up with this card. It also has a little bit more. It says that when you identify a root of your trigger, like if you notice that I'm having this emotional response because of something that happened in a past relationship, then to like have a moment where you imagine you're still in that old relationship, or go back to yourself in the past. That's actually where I'm trying to get at. You in the present are safe, so you go back to that memory of your past self who wasn't safe, and then you show yourself then and you say, look, in the present, in the future, you will be fine. In the present you are safe. You don't, this thing that you were afraid of, or this thing that hurt you in the past, your current partner is not that same partner, not here to hurt you the way that you were hurt in the past. Can you see if my job is okay, or are they being sneaky? This card, it says don't worry about what other people are doing at work. Worry about what you are doing at work. Worry about how you respond to your triggers at work, not about anybody else. If they're being sneaky, if they're being unethical, none of that actually matters. It's only about you. You are the center of your universe. Your reaction to your emotions, that's where your energy should be. It should be learning ways to express your emotions healthily. Take responsibility for your own triggers, not taking responsibility for anyone else, only for yourself. You're welcome, and thank you. I will encourage you to give the channel, give the page a like and a follow. Give the video a like and the page a follow, so that so that you can stay informed and updated on what I'm doing and when I go live and all that stuff. Mitch says, so please excuse the potential forks pass bound to occur naturally. Patience. It's an important virtue, right? That's bound to occur. I don't really know what forks pass means. What does it mean? Google, you're my friend. What does that mean? What does forks pass mean? An embarrassing or tactless act or remark in a social situation. Nice. I like that definition. So, jumping back onto Sarah's reading here, the most important thing to take away from this reading is that you must be responsible for yourself, for your emotions, for your work, for just your. Don't worry about being responsible for them or they or the other. You must be responsible for yourself. It's up to them to be responsible for themselves. It's a French term for screw-ups. Interesting. Now that's Google, you didn't mention that it was French. Oh, you did. I just didn't notice. So, like this afternoon, just earlier before I started streaming, I was making bread dough. Because I want to make some naan breads for dinner tonight. Yesterday I made a vegetable curry, a vegetarian curry. And I was too lazy to do anything more than that. I just made a curry and we ate it like that. Today I made some bread so that I can, hopefully I can get some help with it, can make some What am I trying to say? So we can make some naan breads to go with the food, to go with the curry. Naan breads are like pan-fried breads. So it's like regular bread dough. It's made the same, maybe some different spices like coriander, and then it's flattened and cooked in a pan. Mitch says triggers equals shadow work needed. So then to like dissect the meaning of that, like what is shadow work? Ooh, shadow work. Shadow work is basically where you search out your own traumas and integrate them. Make yourself okay with the parts of you that you previously rejected. So here's an example. Let's say I grow up and my family, they hate oysters, for example. Oysters are bad. People who eat oysters are shameful, shouldn't be around them. So that's now like a suppressed part of my identity. Liking or eating oysters or being friends with people who eat oysters, that's like a shamed part of my identity that I hide away. Maybe I actually like oysters, but I dare not admit that, not to myself, not to anybody. And then someone else offers me an oyster, and suddenly I feel so angry about this oyster, like how dare you offer me an oyster? That's a trigger. And it's rooted in that childhood conditioning. So it's not necessarily a thing that's bad about myself that I'm suppressing. The shadow doesn't mean bad. It just means that I'm hiding it away. I don't want others to acknowledge it. I don't want myself to acknowledge it. It's something I want to suppress. I wish it wasn't there. Doesn't mean it's good. Doesn't mean it's bad. In our modern society, things like transgenderism and sexuality are often in the shadow self, often suppressed into the shadow self due to traumas, due to being told by our parents that sexuality has to look a certain way or gender has to look a certain way. So then if our natural inclinations fall outside of those brackets, then we suppress it, we hide it, we keep it hidden. It's not bad, but we treat it like it's bad. And then when someone else openly expresses their sexuality, it's very triggering for us. Like, how dare you be openly gay when I don't allow myself to be openly gay? And I get angry about it. Homophobia. Yeah. Just a little dissection of what the shadow is and what shadow work actually is. And then shadow work would be going in there, asking myself, why am I so angry about these oysters? Why am I so angry about my sexuality? Trying to understand what it is rooted in and bringing it into the light deliberately, bringing it into conscious awareness deliberately, showing it to other people deliberately. That is integrating the shadow. But guys, I think I'm gonna call it a day, eh? I think I'm gonna head offline, log off for today, and I'm gonna do my best to show up tomorrow to stream again. Tomorrow I'm gonna draw a tarot card. Mistakes made on Discord. Don't worry, what happens on Discord stays on Discord. I don't see any mistakes. Yeah, I'm an artist. So like that's performative art, visual art, musical art, one of those things, mystical art. And I'm busy drawing my own tarot cards, so that's what I'll be doing tomorrow. And I'll see you guys then. Thank you for joining me, everyone. But yeah, I'm gonna log off now. And we'll see you tomorrow. I should have like a stream ending card. That's something I should incorporate. You know, like I could press a button now, switch to another scene where you can still see me and hear me, but it says stream ending soon. With a bunch of links, maybe. A bit of info. Nitty Kitty has introduced herself. Fiber artist in the USA, still learning and growing as much as I can. Looking forward to eating up the library here. Nice. Enjoy it. I'll see if I can add some cool stuff to there tonight. Can send you a link for Paritas if you want. Please do. Please send me a link. You can just drop the link in Banter or post it or anywhere. Or you can send me a message directly. I will send you a message so that you know how the direct message system works on Discord. Sending a friend request. Sending a message. Just gonna wave. There we go. Okay, but that's me, guys. I'm out. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow. I'm gonna do some art tomorrow. Draw tarot cards instead of reading them, and read them while we draw them. Yes, you do hear a rooster. I'm on a farm. There's a bunch of roosters. No, I killed all of them and ate them. There isn't a bunch of roosters. There's only 2 left. I figured 2 was a good number. There were way too many. Ate all the others. Now there's 2. A bunch of hens. But again, that's me, guys. I'm out. Bye bye. Have a good night. See you tomorrow.